Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear us now? I feel like a commercial. Okay. So I think we're good now. So welcome once again to the live chat that we're doing with you guys. And we were talking about some exciting news, right?
Oh, we've already said it, so I don't think it's important to go over it again.
Yeah.
No.
It was just a date.
No,
it was just a date.
So if we do indeed have sound now, wanted to start off by just announcing that DC will be going free to play, and the launch date is November 1st.
Sweet.
Next Tuesday will be our launch of free-to-play DCUO. There will be a downtime associated with doing this transition, and we'll be posting all the details about that. But expect that there will be a substantial part of the day that we'll be doing this transition and bringing the servers back up free-to-play. So we're really excited about that. And it's good to finally talk about the date. We've been working hard, and we really wanted to make sure that, that we were all ready and had everything in place before we really started talking about a date.
Yeah. So it's finally here. You guys have been hearing about it for a long time,
yeah.
And now it's like right on your doorstep, so around the corner.
Oh, God, it's very exciting. We know there's been a lot of questions, and so what we really wanted to focus on today is we pulled a bunch of questions from Facebook, from our forums,
Twitter,
from Sticker, Twitter.
Yep.
Twit'em? Twit'em? Yes.
It's a new social media network, Twit'em.
You stick it between your teeth and go. So why don't you start off with some questions there?
Yeah, let's start off with some questions about free-to-play. A couple of people use Twitter to throw some questions our way. And let's get into some of the costs, actually, because you know that we have our 3 tiers, free.
Free.
We have premium, and we have legendary.
Legendary.
To get to premium, you need to spend $5 on the game.
$5.
Right? And you're premium for life. So, can you tell us how much it will cost to unlock extra inventory slots and character slots? It's kind of an important question.
It is. So I am going to tell you all the prices that you want to know.
Cha-ching!
Wow.
Here it comes.
So one additional character slot will be $4.99 or 500 station cash. 7 additional inventory slots. We'll be selling inventory slots in packs. Will be $3.99, 400 station cash. 9 additional bank slots, $2.99, 300 station cash. 5 additional auction slots, 99 cents, 100 station cash. The escrow boosts that you can buy will be $1.99 and $3.99 for 10,000 and 25,000 respectively. That's 200 and 400 station cash. And there was one question that had to do with prices on here, and I wanted to make this very clear. These upgrades are for your account. So if you were to buy an extra 7 inventory slots, you will get those 7 inventory slots on all your characters and any new characters you create. So this is not a per character thing.
Right.
These are upgrades for your accounts. Now the escrow withdrawals, the escrow boosts are per character. So if you have a character...
So is the escrow itself.
The escrow itself,
pool,
right. The cash pool and the escrow withdrawals are on a per character basis. But the account upgrades in terms of additional slots and character slots are for all your characters on the account.
They're just that, account upgrades, not player upgrades.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which is awesome. I think
yeah,
that's cool.
No,
you don't have to buy it for
make
each character.
Yeah, that's a tough decision to make. You don't want to go like, oh, I don't want to delete this character because it has all these extra slots. You don't never have to make that choice.
Yeah, the other thing too is there's a threshold transition for slots and storage and things like that from free to premium. So the fact that you are a premium account, you're already getting all of your characters are getting these extra slots right away. So to have one have the couple extras, it's a little weird.
That would be strange.
Yeah, it would be a little weird.
Yeah, so. and because it's just and the $5 or 500 station cash. To get the premium upgrade, the premium account status, that of course applies to all your players. So if you were to have extra character slots, say you bought some extra character slots or some extra inventory slots, and then like you pass that threshold, you get all of the boosts you get from becoming premium in terms of extra character slots, inventory slots, and of course you keep on top of that, any upgrades that you've bought for your account.
Exactly.
So you don't lose that stuff.
The character slot example is a good one to go over if people don't understand that, right?
Sure.
So let's say you are a free player, you have how many slots?
You have your 2 slots.
And then I purchase a couple, and I've got 4, right?
And made you premium.
That made me premium.
You got the extra 4 slots because you're 6 slots base as a premium member, so you would actually have 8 character slots.
So it's all additive. So you're never really losing anything once you buy it. It all just goes on top, which is fantastic. That's kind of also goes into my second question here, so I'll skip that one. But let me throw you another one here that people wanted to know about.
And just to be clear,
sure.
these so the station cash, the buying with your PSN wallet, it's all the same. It's all available on PSN as well as I mean, you buy it from the marketplace, but if you're on the PS3, it's from your PSN wallet.
Okay, cool. People were kind of curious, why can't we download DCUO before DCUO free-to-play goes live? Because we're not doing the retail box anymore, obviously.
Right.
You can just download this digitally, and you don't have to pay for the box. So why can't you download it? Let's talk about that.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of, a lot of games that do this sort of like, preview download. They're not actually running live. So right now we do have live servers running.
Right.
We have customers hitting those live servers. Just from a kind of consumer experience perspective, we want you to be able to download the game and immediately start playing, as opposed to saying I downloaded the game, but it says I can't get into the server.
Exactly.
So it just makes it for a better experience. But if you already own the game, obviously you will not have to re-download the game.
Right.
Yes.
Well, just the patch for the new stuff.
Just the patch for the new stuff. But yeah, there's if you are currently playing, expect your day one experience to be pretty much how it always is now. You log in. If there's a small patch, you get it, and then you start playing. For new players, you will have the download to do. But
it's free.
But it's free.
I mean,
exactly. So yeah, that's the reason we're doing it that way.
I suppose they could go rush buy a copy or something like that, right?
No,
I guess they can't.
No, there's
got to download it, and it is free. So
download it for free.
Yeah. All right. What other questions we got going on here?
We got some. Let's see. Do I have to buy the game to get access when it goes free to play? I think we just answered that.
Yes. The answer is no.
The answer is no. Yes.
Right.
Is not the answer. The answer is no. So no, the downloads are free. The game software is free. How much memory will the download consume on the PS3? Same as it does now. I think you probably mean hard disk space. And I believe the PS3, if you're doing it in English, is 15 gigabytes. I believe we require actually 20 gigabytes to do the install because there's a 5 gigabyte thing. So you should have, to be comfortable, you should have 20 gigabytes free on your hard drive.
So, and we covered this one too. Is the game still going to be available at retail?
Right. No. There will be maybe some packages up in the future, but certainly on launch day, there will be no boxes in the stores anymore. There will be some digital retailers and places that you can get it along with some extra goodies and such. But yes, it'll be pure digital moving forward.
I like this question too. If I have a DCUO Blu-ray disc, will I still need it once it goes free to play the game?
So if you currently have a Blu-ray subscription, you would need to continue using the Blu-ray disc unless you want to download the
new
digital.
client. Yeah.
It's just the way that the PS3 works. There are 2 different SKUs, so we can't actually say, oh, this one's actually digital. You would have to download and install the digital version. I wish it could be different than that, but that's the way that the machine works. Here's we'll throw in a couple non free-to-play questions here. The addition of the I'll throw this one to Jens here. The addition of the
why am I scared based on the way you just looked at me? Okay.
Because it's a hard question.
Great.
The addition of the 2v2 Batcave has slowed PvP queues down to a crawl. Has any progress been made towards speeding up queues?
Okay, that is a good question, and it's a very serious question that we've been. I'm laughing because he's ambushing me here on this one, but
it was printed right here. You could have seen it beforehand.
That is true, but basically, it's a very serious issue for us, and we want to make sure that we're looking at it from a lot of different angles. So yeah, 2v2. The reason that the Batcave 2v2 has kind of impacted, I think, the PvP queue as a whole is because obviously it's going to be when people are doing first available. It only takes 4 people to make the match spin up, so naturally it's spinning up those matches a lot more often, which is getting people necessarily out of specific queues for, say, Fortress of Solitude or some of the higher pop maps. We have a couple ways we're going to fix this problem. One of the things that we're really working on is doing a couple of efficiency passes on our UI, usability passes on our UI. One of them's for our queuing system. For example, we do allow you to queue all, but we don't allow you to really take any of those potential instances from the queue out of the queue. So let's say I absolutely abhor a certain map. I can't queue all and just not go into that one. You know, I have to choose everything or I have to choose only one. And we're working on some things right now that will let you selectively set up your list. So that should help a lot, so that if you're not necessarily interested in doing Batcave 2 versus 2, you can still queue all, remove it from your list, and you'll be in a pool of different people. And then obviously there's been a lot of talk about cross-faction queuing in PvP. And we've been doing a lot of talk about that here on how to fix that problem. And cross-faction has come up, and it's a very polarizing issue in the community in terms of like people who want it and people who don't. Ultimately, I think the most important thing is that people are able to play our game. And they're able to play our game in a way with each other that's fun, but also doesn't break things about our game, right? There's dangers in terms of saying, well, we can do cross-faction, and how we implement cross-faction could have an entirely different kind of impact where a population base of one faction or another could get left out in the cold. So we have to be very careful about how we implement it, but it is one of the things that we're looking at specifically. The reason why it's taking so long is because we do feel that it is an issue we need to take great care with in terms of how we roll it out, because we don't want to have a false start in terms of fixing this problem.
I think the best message to give here is that we are definitely right now working on ways of improving the queuing interface to make it more intuitive, to give you more options for how you're queuing,
options,
to kind of eliminate as much as possible the sort of the Hall of Doom or the Justice League shouting of forming your groups, things like that. We're trying to make this all much more intuitive and easier to use. So we'll be rolling these fixes out over the next few updates. But believe me, we have heard what you like, what you don't like, what you need fixed, and we are working on it.
And it's not just the PvP queues. It's PvE queues are things that we are working on too, especially as it gets up more toward alerts and raids and things like that. We have solutions along those lines as well. So.
All right, let's see. Do a couple free-to-play questions here. Let's see. Where do people who bought a 6-month sub stand in terms of different equipment and features? 6-month sub is a legendary sub. So
for those 6 months.
For those 6 months. And so, if you choose to continue that 6-month sub, you'll be able to retain all your legendary status, all the benefits that go with that.
And if you're halfway through your 6-month sub when free-to-play launches, you get 3 months of legendary, and then you can decide what to do from there. Right?
Let's see, how different is the free version versus the other options? I think we've posted a lot about this in terms of the website. Go to dcuniverseonline.com/free, and we kind of compare all the tiers. I think the main point is we've pretty much opened the entire game for the free-to-play, for the free player. There are limitations in terms of your inventory slots, how many characters you can have, the various things that we've listed out there. All of those are more convenience than actually like how much you can access to the game. So we've tried to be very broad, and we really hope that the players that come in free and they really are just dipping their toes, so to speak, and want to feel like they want to know the game well before making a decision about maybe buying some items in the game or maybe even going legendary. You will find that you can test every aspect of the game for the most part and be able to make your decision based upon what you've done, as opposed to, wow, that was fun, I hear this is fun, I can't do this. But we've definitely wanted to make it so, yeah, the whole game is open to you. Things like the DLCs that we have, will still be require a purchase. But that's additional and optional content.
Let's see here. Let me ask one. I have a yen to ask you a question.
Yeah. A yen.
Yes. Okay. Here you go. I'm going to go back to the first page.
Okay.
Sorry, there was some indication. Sorry, I'm not going to ask that one. Hold on. You got a question? Go for it, because I'm looking for a good one.
Let's see. There's a lot of questions about
Here it is.
various things having to do with additional benefits for legendary subscribers. These are things that we've pretty much announced what we're going to have at launch. But there's no doubt that we're actively working on new content, new benefits, and we'll roll those out as time goes on. But pretty much what we've described on the /free page on the DC Universe Online, those are the benefits. But we are hearing you, and we are looking at additional benefits. Let's see. Okay.
Will the purchasable character inventory and bank slots go in when free-to-play launches? If no, any estimates on when we might see that? They will.
Yeah, they're all going to be there. I mean, that's what that's one of the things that we wanted to make sure everything, all the account upgrades were all working as desired before we launched, and we've tested all those, and they're all looking good.
What kind of respec tokens will be available when free-to-play goes live? Can we change from hero to villain and vice versa?
The respec tokens, there will not be any available on at free-to-play launch. We have discussed these. There's obviously a lot in the community, questions going on about, well, we want this respec, but we shouldn't have this respec. And we're reading all of those, and so we're trying to craft a policy on respec tokens and stuff to make sure that we give flexibility to the players, but at the same time recognize that there is a world here that's already established. We don't want to create a certain type of
flavor of the month,
yeah,
cycles.
We don't want to create unfair advantages for people who want to do huge,
We actually have some data on this in terms of our DLC 1 respec token. We had a lot of people that immediately respect to the new light powers and then wanted to kind of go back. And there was definitely that kind of, we saw the flavor of the month happen thing right there. And we want to make sure that when we do put these things in, whatever they are respecing, they are not having an adverse effect on the community and the health of the kind of population grouping dynamics and things like that as well.
Yeah. At free-to-play for the launch, we will not have additional respec tokens available. Free players can attend raids according to the FAQ. Will there be any type of role restrictions placed on free-to-play players?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. That would be silly. We want you to enjoy all aspects of the game.
Now, that being said, the free-to-play players aren't going to be rolling on your loot in Central City or in any of the Owen stuff from Fight for the Light as well. So, I mean, you have to keep in mind that the free-to-play players are there, and then they're in the space playing with you, and they're playing for rewards too. Mm-hmm. The free-to-play players are not going to own the DLC, because if they were, they wouldn't be free-to-play, they'd be premium at that point, right? So free-to-play players, the places that they have access to in the world, which is essentially the launch game. Mm-hmm. Right, and the things that we have updated, that's all open world and not linked specifically to a DLC, they're going to be able to roll on that stuff, and they're going to be able to enjoy it.
Yeah, and we have experience, a lot of experience with free to play through our other games, and I think some of the concerns are just not valid. I don't think you're going to see a big divide between players who are playing free, or maybe just kind of like mixing and matching the account features, and those who are like fully subbed in, maxing out the benefits of the system. I think everyone is just going to be able to get along, and it's really not going to change that dynamic of the game.
Right.
Do we have any questions from the feed that we'd like to ask, or? We have our crack community team over
I
here.
predict the feed is going to start scrolling at 1,000,000 miles per hour now. Yeah. Not about free to play. All right.
Okay. Well, you know, so we have a lot of exciting things. Obviously, we're focused right now on free to play and on this launch. That is you know where we're focusing over the next few days. We know there are a lot of questions about other aspects of the game.
Yep.
And we are going to be spinning up some developer discussions in the forums because a lot of these questions are fairly detailed, and I'm not sure we could really give them the proper
Yeah,
answers
I'd
here.
rather have a little discourse about PvP queuing and things like that.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of these are complicated issues, and you know, I know that players want fast reaction on everything that they feel is a hot topic. And when we see bugs or problems, you know, we want to do that quickly. When it comes down to balance changes, you know, things that are really game affecting, we do have to be somewhat cautious, and we do have to consider these things. But we will be discussing this in the you know, in the coming weeks. But really, what we want to focus on right now is going free to play. It's going to be, I think, really exciting for the community.
Yeah.
Some big stuff happening on November 1st. Tuesday, next week, we'll be posting information about the downtime and when the servers will come down in the next few days so that everyone knows what to expect for the launch. But we're really excited about this, and we've been putting in a lot of hours, and we think we're really going to enjoy this. So that's it. We had, Debbie Sue had one thing she wanted me to mention. That
Well, we want
Before we go live with free to play, we wanted to come back and talk
Yeah.
to the community again about any questions that pop up, confusions, suggestions. So the Thursday of next week, after we go free to play, we're going to have a tweet chat.
Should we relay
we'll
this?
Start with this video as the starting place. We'll be watching a video of this together and answering any questions people have at that point, and any confusion and taking suggestions. Between now and then,
Can we relay that part for them?
I'm not sure if everyone
They
heard, but we
that.
will be hosting a tweet chat the Thursday, next Thursday, which is the 3rd, 11/3. Do we have a time?
it'll be the same time as we did this tonight.
4:30 Pacific time,
4:30
7:30 Eastern.
Send questions to, you can send questions via Twitter, because we're going to do this over Twitter. So send it to hashtag DCUO F2P. So free to play. DCUO F2P. So send your questions there, and on the 3rd, right, we're going to go ahead and have a dialogue with you guys over Twitter, answer some of those questions, and give you get some reaction from free to play too, because it'll be out in a day at that point. So it'll be fun. So send your questions there. Hashtag DCUO F2P.
That would be Thursday, the 3rd. So once again, launch date of free to play, Tuesday, November 1st. Really excited about that, and looking forward to seeing all of you in DCUO.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.